Sennheiser sent me a headset. Greetings, survivors and friends. First of all, I have to say, of course, that this video is sponsored by Sennheiser and they've sent me a headset to show you. Thanks very much, chaps. But all opinions are my own. I'm not being paid to say nice things, just so you know. Also, I'll just let you know that in the description below you'll find a special link to the Sennheiser website, and if you use that and enter code Shadowfrax at the checkout, you can get 10% off their top gaming headsets. Also, I'll be doing a little giveaway with this vid, but I'll tell you about that at the end. So, Sennheiser gave me a choice of one of their top tier gaming headsets to test drive, either the GSP 500 or the 600. The 500 has an open back design, whereas the 600 is closed for greater noise blocking, which is more me, because I like a bit of peace when I'm gaming, so I went for that one. So let's have a look at the box and see what we've got. As far as boxes go, it's sturdy and professional. It tells me there's a 2-year warranty, it's compatible with iMac, PC, PS4 and Xbox. You get an exploded view of the headset on the back to save you exploding it yourself, and its key features such as frequency response, weight and impedance. Now the inside, first thing to note about the packaging is that the headset comes completely encased in a very snug fitting high density foam on both halves of the box, so there's absolutely no chance of it rattling around in transit. That's going nowhere. There's also a little pouch to the side which contains all the usual manuals and bump, along with 2 braided cables. There's a 2.5 meter one with 2 separate connectors for headset and mic, and a 1.5 meter one with a 4-pole plug for consoles, mobile devices, etc. So, to the headset. And first of all, before we go any further, we have to do the sniff test, of course. New headphone smell, like new car smell, but more headphoney. So, first impressions are, this is quite a big, chunky headset. It's certainly not for people who like something discreet or understated. You probably wouldn't want to go jogging down the high street with it. Personally, I like big chunky things though, and this feels really solid. It's quite heavy too, it's 395 grams. So if you don't like a lot of weight on your head, or you've got a particularly weak neck for some reason, then this one might not be for you. However, that's not an issue for me. I like that. Visually, there's a good mix of materials and textures going on here. The construction is mostly this flexible plastic, but there are a couple of metal pieces used too, and the style definitely says, this is a gaming headset. That's not up for debate, I don't think. There is only the one colour scheme on offer with these red accents, mind you, but actually that's not a problem for me because, as you can see, all my gear is based around that scheme anyway. Something you might want to bear in mind though if you've got a specific aesthetic going on. The ear cups are quite large and there's a suede-like material where it touches your brain box, which hopefully will prevent any sweaty earlobe issues. If they wear out though, according to the instructions, they can be replaced quite easily. My previous headphones had a faux leather material here and they didn't do well at all in the summer we just had. I was hooking black bits out of my ears for weeks. Controls-wise, on the right ear cup there's a large volume dial. It's more or less silent and it's got just the right amount of resistance, so you can make small adjustments very easily and there's no chance of accidentally sending it spinning. And when you turn it all the way anti-clockwise, you'll feel a satisfying little notch where it just completely mutes. On the other side, you have the mic arm, which is muted when raised, and as you lower it, you'll hear a little click about here, which unmutes it, and you can turn it off again just by pushing it back up past that point, just in case you need to quickly eat a pie or something. It's also possible to angle the mic in towards your mouth a bit with this slightly bendy section in the middle here. As for the actual fit around your noggin, as you can see, it opens up pretty far at its max setting. And I've got a confession to make here. I have got rather a big head. Mrs. Frax is always banging on about how big my head is. She just won't let it go. But this does fit, I'm glad to say, and although I've seen some people online say they felt the clamping force was a bit much for them, there are actually a couple of sliders on the top of the headband which adjust the tension of that, and I find with these all the way out, the headset is pretty comfortable. I can wear it for extended periods without any discomfort. The arms that connect the ear cups to the headband are spring-loaded too, so everything stays very much where you put it. Now, something to note is that the connection for the cable, whichever one you decide to use, is quite deep, and the jack on this end is a 2.5mm one, so you may be limited when trying to find a non-Sennheiser replacement, but I don't really know, I haven't tried, obviously. All in all, it feels really well built, comfy, for me at least, well designed, and looks great. But how does it perform? Right, so putting them on, they're actually quite good at isolating sounds around me. Only joking. But no, they really do cut out a lot of sound. The big question is though, how do they perform in-game? Well, I've been putting them through their paces in Rust because I know the work that's gone into the soundscape in that game, and it's been really interesting just listening to the ambient sounds in various places because I've discovered that there were a ton of little details about them that I wasn't able to really pick out before. Yeah, it really is quite noticeable, the extra detail that I'm hearing through this headset compared to what I have been using, which is great, I think, because there are some very subtle sounds in the environment in Rust, especially those made by other players, such as footsteps or equipping weapons, that if you pick up on can mean the difference between life and death. Added to that, the more intense sounds, such as explosions and gunshots, seem to me to be much more vibrant, with a deeper bass, and generally feel like they have more oomph. I think if you're playing a game with a lot of things going on all at once, these are perfect because they give you all the detail in amongst those bigger noises. This headset doesn't have virtual surround sound, but the spatial positioning is really good. I got Mrs. Frax to do the re-test, and I was able to pick up exactly where she was at any given time. This also goes for gunshots and, as I say, the more subtle noises such as footsteps. Music is also really good through these, by the way. Let's not forget about that. I listen to a variety of stuff, and it all sounds fantastic through these, so if you want these, are great for any purpose. But then, that's what you would expect from something from Sennheiser. I'm just going to switch over now to the headset microphone to show you how it sounds, and obviously you'll notice quite a difference between this and my Rode NT1. Quality of sound does, of course, depend on what you plug the thing into as well, and currently I have it connected via a Sound Blaster Play 3, and I'm recording in Vegas. All in all, it's quite a clear sounding mic. It is supposed to be noise cancelling to some extent, but just so you get an idea, I'll make some keyboard and mouse noise. So yes, you can hear some sounds, but for me, the levels there don't come across as overly obnoxious, so I'll definitely be happy with that. So, in summary, although the size and design may not be to everyone's taste, as far as gaming headsets go, it's the dog's biscuits. I don't have a plethora of other headsets to sit here and compare it to. I'm not a tech channel, but this is definitely the best one I've ever used by far, and I'm going to be sticking with it from now on. Price-wise, it's not a cheap piece of kit, of course, coming in at just over $200. However, the build and sound quality are amazing, and I don't think I'd have buyer's remorse after getting one. Also, as I said at the beginning, if you use the link down below and enter code Shadowfrax at checkout, this month you can get 10% off both this one and the 500, plus at the moment you'll get a free headset hanger too, which is nice. So please, click on that and check it out. Plus, take a look at their other products while you're there. I also mentioned that I'd do a giveaway. Sennheiser are giving away a hoodie, but I wanted to add to that, so I've got some of my Shadowfrax shirt skins for Rust that I'll personally give 5 of you via a trade on Steam, so you can say I gave it to you. Don't worry, I don't want anything in return for them, so I'll run the giveaway for 48 hours. There'll be 5 winners picked by random after that. 1 winner will get a hoodie plus my shirt skin, and 4 runners-up will just receive my shirt skin. Hopefully that makes sense. So follow the link in the description and enter that, and then keep an eye on your emails. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment and tell me what you think of this headset. Do you own one yourself? If so, what do you think of it? Let me know. You can find me in lots of other places such as Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and I have a Steam group too. Join me there and I shall catch you all in the next vid, but until then, keep calm and carry on surviving. Cheerio.